Paul, how are we?
Sound, Cal, you okay?
All good, mate. Lockdown 2.0, how's it treating you?
All right, yeah, it's nice to be back here. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Looks very different to how we used to, but yeah, it's different to the first one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's different for me anyway.
Yeah, me too. It doesn't really feel like the last one, and hopefully it doesn't last as long.
Yeah, there's that kind of light at the end of the tunnel, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's nothing suggesting we won't be back open 2nd December. And for me, on a personal level, my kids aren't at home, so I haven't got that unenviable task of homeschooling, which was, looking back on it, solid.
Tough.
So you know, we dropped the kids off to school. Mrs. Gilmore's able to get things going with the combat sports retail, so it's a chance for us to catch up with a few things that we'd put off when the gym's up and running. So we're improving our online presence with combat sports retail. We're adding to our product range. We've got new tracksuits. The new shorts are in, which I like. They look good.
I've just seen them. They look nice.
They do, don't they? And we've got a whole new range of, like, not casual stuff, but things that you would wear outside of the class as well.
Yeah.
So we've got good contacts for that. So we'll get all that up on the Combat Sports Retail website. And, you know, going forward, that means people can still get what they need for Christmas without having to come in here. You know, back in the day, that would be like a shop and people would be browsing. But as you know, when we reopen again, it'll be in and out and no one in reception again. So if people need to see what we've got, what product ranges we've got and things like that, they can just do it all online from now on. So
deliver straight to the door.
Yeah, and deliver straight to the door. Yeah, yeah, man with a van.
Happy days. Right, so we've got some questions from a few of our members and parents. So first one is from Mark Jackson, Josh's dad. So when and why did you start kickboxing?
I started when I was at school. As you know, I'm a local lad, went to the same school you went to.
SPA.
And I had a friend who you know very well now, but he was my friend from school, and his name was Daniel McGovern.
Yeah.
And he had this party piece where the lads at school would, like, have a go, he'd go punch me in the stomach, and they'd hit him and it wouldn't hurt him, and I was like, whoa, that's ace.
No someone else like that, Matt Tracy.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, but at school, you know, that was a really cool thing. I thought, yeah, I want to be able to do that. And I found out, I went kickboxing. Back then, it was completely different. There was no such thing as full-time gyms. They just didn't exist.
Yeah.
There was no such thing as martial arts centres. So if you wanted to kickboxing train, it'd be in like a school hall or a village hall or a leisure centre. So we went down to the local leisure centre, and all they had there was like a karate class.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to do karate. I want to do kickboxing where you actually, like, try and knock each other out, or, you know, where it's full contact.
Yeah.
I liked, you know, the challenge of that. And it just so happened the guy teaching karate was a bloke called Dev Barrett. And Dev Barrett, who everyone knows now, at the time happened to be the world middleweight champion of kickboxing, who was teaching a karate class for whatever reason. And he told us, yeah, no, I've got a class over in Borsal Common where it's proper kickboxing. Yeah. And so we travelled over there for years, and so and then he opened up a full-time gym in Coventry. So I was travelling over there as often as I could get over there, and I was lucky enough to be part of a very, very good club. It was only when I became an England international and I was fighting in Holland that I met the lads from Birmingham and got to know them, Neil Kelly and his fantastic club, and trained with them, and they took me to the next level, and that's how it all began. So I haven't really got this interesting story where it's like Karate Kid, where some kids were bullying me and Mr. Miyagi popped out the bushes or anything like that. Mine was basically, I liked the fact that my mate was fit and strong and could take a dig, and I wanted to be able to do the same. And you know, you'd know Dan McGovern or Vern as one of the examiners from when you all very first started out back in the old Linden school days.
Yeah, I think he examined me on my first belt.
You know, which was what, about 50 years ago. So it's good that we still stay in touch with each other. The people that I started off, Booge and Vern and Winnie and everyone, are all still involved with the club. You know, which is nice. You're like the next generation to us. It's nice that the old boys are all still involved as well.
Fabulous. Brilliant. We've got a question here from Emily, and that's, what do you miss most about the gym?
I miss everything about the gym. I just love it. I just love it. It's nice being back here.
Yeah.
For me personally, I really miss the competitions, the competing. And I
absolutely.
know everyone, you know, oh, when can we spar again? When can we compete again? And it's that, I've always been about, yes, I look the life skills you get from martial arts and the way it makes you a better person, but my heart has always been in training fighters and producing champions.
Yeah.
And particularly at the moment, the West Warwick squad, we're on to such a good thing. We had some real good boxers coming through, and then obviously Gilmore's fight team were doing well on the kickboxing scene. And I just missed that feeling. When I had to give up fighting, when the only thing that kind of came close to that feeling you get is when you're coaching someone. So when you're in the ring, or you know, or when one of the fighters are in the ring and I'm coaching, I'm there with them.
Yeah.
And the nerves, which is uncomparable to anything else you can imagine, of being in the ring and the build up to it and everything about it, I just miss it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't miss getting punched in the face anymore. I'm past that, but I miss sitting in the corner and telling people to punch each other in the face.
The camaraderie and the team spirit
Yeah.
that comes with going on an away day, you know,
Yeah.
getting on the coach and meeting everyone somewhere in a different city, it's an exciting thing, isn't it?
Exactly, and it does also give a different edge to the training. So I think the way that our squads have conducted themselves through lockdown and through the fact that they can't go near each other even in training is testimony to how good they're going to become.
Yeah.
A champion is somebody who's prepared to do the boring stuff.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely, repetition, and we set that goal that when we've come out of lockdown, until you're allowed to spar or do pads again, I want you all to get as close to your competition weight as possible, get up on your toes and be as agile as you can possibly be, which comes from just drilling footwork drills, and just get yourself a wicked jab. And they were the three things I said. They're the three things that just come through repetition. And now's the time that they can do that.
Brilliant.
So then, when it comes to adding in pad work and sparring and competitions, they'll all have a much better base to work from.
Brilliant. Okay, we've got a question here from Dan, who's 26. He said, have I left it too late to get into competitive boxing? And how far could one realistically go, given someone of my age? And he's looking forward to the gym being back open again soon. So.
I think it's hard to say, because everyone's on their own journey, aren't they? So it'd be irresponsible of me to say, yeah, get into it now, you'll probably make the Olympics before you're 30 and whatnot, because you don't know what stage people are at.
Yeah.
So everyone's on their own journeys. But what I will say is that anyone who gets into a boxing ring and competes is in the top level. Yeah. If you look at the general population, 99% of the general population can't understand why anyone would want to do boxing. Yeah. Right? Down here, there's a large percentage of people who like the gym, who like the training, who like to learn how to box, but they don't want to get punched in the face. Mm-hmm. So someone having that mindset where they want to challenge themselves and get into the ring and compete at whatever level, that sets them ahead from everyone else. So to answer Dan's question, I think you need to just set achievable goals. Maybe that first goal will be get yourself fit enough to do one round of sparring. Yeah. Right? And if you can get through that, set yourself another goal, get yourself fit enough to do 5 rounds of sparring, and then set yourself a goal, maybe get yourself as light as possible for competition, and then make a decision, shall I take the plunge and get myself ready to compete? Mm-hmm. You know, it's not for everyone, but if he's asking if he's left it too late, of course he hasn't left it too late. You know, there's different levels, isn't there? Yeah. It might be that his moment under the lights could be on a strictly business show. Yeah. Goodness knows when they're ever going to happen, but you know, if you're working towards that, or maybe his goal would be to just train up and have 1 or 2 amateur bouts. Yeah. People don't understand that. Like, if you're good enough to have 1 amateur boxing bout, you're wicked. Yeah. Like, you are head and shoulders above anyone that does anything else in combat sports. Mm-hmm. You know, because the
standards are high.
the standard's that high, and people from the outside don't realise how high the standard is of amateur boxing. They go amateur, some bloke with his barely hanging over the top of his Susie Wong shorts. It's not like that, is it? Yeah. Amateur boxing, very much, you've got to be good. You know, just to have one bout. So anyone that has one bout, to me, gets, you know, deserves. It's an
elite sport in so many ways, isn't it? The things you have to go through to get there. You've got to be an elite person and an elite athlete even to get to that first amateur stage. Yeah. So stick at it, Dan.
Yeah, man. You know, set yourself some achievable goals, and let's see when we come out of lockdown what we can do for you.
Fabulous. Brilliant. We've got a question here from Dexter. It's a good one actually. What do you think is the most beneficial sort of training to do in lockdown?
The most beneficial sort of training to do in lockdown? Anything is better than nothing, first of all. Copying stuff that you just randomly find on YouTube is not beneficial. Hence the fact the physios are booked back to back because people are just copying plunkers on YouTube and getting injured. Yeah. But doing stuff that you can get feedback from your coach. Yeah. So at the moment, most of us are time rich. We've got more time to look into different things and explore different ways of training. Like me personally, I got into doing more like mobility stuff to kind of, because I've got bad hips, just to kind of help me with that. But so find something different that you can try, but also keep working with your coaches. So the reason why we do so many Zoom classes is because we want people to carry on working with their coaches. Right? So the boxers, theme shadow boxing, so listen to your coach, get feedback from your coach, and they create scenarios. And the majority of boxing classes are scenario-based shadow boxing drills, aren't they? Yeah. So they can you know, practice what they do in that situation rather than just going in your kitchen and doing a load of press-ups and burpees. Yeah. With the kickboxers, it's loads better, bless you, because there's a grading. You know, all being well, there could be a grading in December, in which case, I know you've planned this, there's 4 weeks where they're going to cover every combination if they do all the classes. Yeah. So the best sort of training for a kickboxer would obviously be set yourself a goal to go for that belt. Obviously, if you did the last grading, you'll be doing the one in January. But the people that missed out, whether that's to self-isolate or they weren't quite ready, their goal could be to get themselves ready. And obviously now, lockdown 2, we've got so much more resources that are already in place from the last time. Yeah. That members-only website's wicked, isn't it? There's loads of things they can do.
So much material.
And it's been added to as well. Yeah. And just going, right, okay, I'm going for my green belt, just go onto the green belt video and watch it over and over again, rather than back in the day where you lot were having to guess what the moves were from your books. Yeah.
So there you go, Dexter, get on those Zoom sessions. From Jennifer, the big one, when do you think we'll open again?
I'll keep getting asked this. I'll be amazed if it isn't the 2nd of December.
Me too, yeah.
Like, in fact, the more we go through it, the more likely I think it could be sooner than that. It's one of them. One thing I've tried to do in this second lockdown is just stay positive. Yeah, man. And just kind of, like, it is what it is. I've seen so many other gym owners, and they basically film themselves walking around an empty gym moaning about the government. I was like, well, that's not going to do anything, is it? I want to try and be proactive. So I've been working very closely with a group of people who have been lobbying the DCMS, the Department of Culture, Media and Sport, because they're the ones who ultimately make the decision. So I'm doing all I can to try and make them understand how important it is to get gyms back open safely. This gym in particular, as we proved to everyone when we came out of lockdown last time, is a great place to train because it's so big, it's so spacious, it's so well ventilated. People feel safe here, so it's a shame that this one had to close. But I'm not going to preach about it. I'm rambling now. I can't even remember what the question was. Oh yeah, when are you going to open again? So we know this could safely open today, and it'd be no risk to anyone. But rules are rules. So the more we follow the rules, the less chance we've got of being kept closed. And I just can't see it going past the 2nd of December. That's what we're working towards.
Happy days, brilliant. Okay, from Winston. Will there ever be a boy born who can swim faster than a shark? Good luck with this one.
Winston. I wonder what Winston that is. Winston, let me answer your question with a question. If you're in a plane that crashed in the jungle, would you be able to survive by eating your own shoes? You'll know what I mean. It's The Office.
There you go, Winston.
The
Looking
Office.
forward to your reply.
Most people go, what are they going on about?
Okay, back to it. From Sam, which current elite amateur boxer do you think will go on to become a star in the pro ranks?
Current elite amateur boxer. Ooh. There's two. One springs to mind straight away, and I'm not being biased. I am being biased. Both of them are from the West Midlands.
Yeah.
One's my mind's gone blank. What's his name? Ben Whittaker.
Yep.
Ben Whittaker. He's got a brilliant coach. You've met Joby down here before, who's now involved with training Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
But he's such a knowledgeable man. His mindset is amazing, and he's basically brought Ben up.
Mm-hmm.
But Ben is immensely talented as well. He's not a middleweight. He's under 81 kilos.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be very surprised if he doesn't get a gold medal at the Olympics.
He sparred down a few times, hasn't he?
Don't know. Can't remember who he sparred. They'd remember if he sparred because he'd ping their head off. He's wicked. He's really good. Local lad from Wolverhampton. He's in the podium squad. I'm pretty sure he has qualified for the Olympics.
Yeah.
He's one to watch out for because especially if he turns over as an Olympic gold medalist, he's obviously going to be, given a head start in terms of, particularly, if he gets picked up by Matchroom. The other one, another local lad, is a lad called Niall Farrell, who's from King Standing. His dad, Paddy Farrell's his coach, and I've always really liked his mindset. Very talented, obviously. His work ethic, and he's got a lot of support around him, Niall. So I'd love to see him do something really, really good in the amateurs. I don't know if he'd want to turn over after that, but if he does turn over, I can imagine him having a real following.
Yeah.
He's a blue nose who lives in King Standing as well, so he's got to be tough. So Ben Whittaker and Niall Farrell are the two to look out for, who are currently in the amateurs that may turn pro.
Brilliant. Cheers. Okay. Final question, and this is for everyone, I suppose. With all your experience in the game, what one piece of advice would you give people?
I'm not going to say it. Work hard.
Yeah.
Work hard. It's emblazoned all over the walls of the gym. A strong work ethic will get you out of most difficult situations. If you've got dreams, you've got goals, hard work is, talent. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And if you're stressed, you're feeling down about something, work hard, because whatever difficult situation is stressing you out, it'll probably be all right if you work hard and, create your own luck and all that. I can't really philosophise too much. I've got a wicked one I want to say, but I can't say it. I'll leave it for another time.
Maybe on a different video.
Yeah.
Cheers, Paul. Thanks for your time.
Oh, no worries. Thanks for having me. Cheers.